Have you ever felt that you were plateauing somewhere in your life? That maybe there was no movement anymore, no momentum, and that you were reaching a level that you are like, that should not be the level where I stay stuck at. This happens to a lot of people through life. We reach plateaus, sometime in the professional life. So, for instance, you might have done well in the past in your career, and then right now you feel, you know what, I'm not getting new opportunities that are exciting or challenging or helping me grow, and I'm not sure how this is going to change in the future. Or maybe it's in your relationships where you've been doing some good efforts in the past, and now you feel like, you know what, now it's all the same, nothing is changing anymore. Maybe actually we are going backward to some old things we try to leave behind. Um, Whenever there is plateauing happening, loss of momentum, and really of this feeling that nothing is moving and that we are not actually kind of looking forward to the future, there are strong feelings involved, and it's perfectly normal. As human, we want momentum. We want to know that we can keep growing. I think that's one of the fundamentals of human beings. And sometimes we are kind of looking at this plateauing effect as something normal. We say, yeah, that's perfectly normal. In your career, there's going to be moments where you are lost and you need to leave the company and go somewhere else to find momentum again. Or, we're kind of like, yeah, that's perfectly normal. It's kind of accepted, and it scares me to death. Honestly, when I hear people telling me, yeah, that's normal to plateau, that's normal to be stuck, it's like, that is not normal. It's becoming the norm because most people go through that, but we can do better. We can be people who are constantly making ourselves future proof and constantly, trying to create this momentum and this growth. That is absolutely possible. The reason why it's possible is because plateauing never happens as a consequence of just, one decision or one action. It's actually a compounding effect of what you do on a daily basis, on your behaviors, on how you're creating this movement and this growth. That's what is creating the plateaus. And you might remember from your physics courses, maybe we were doing like, curves like this, and we were checking the speed at each of the points on the curves. And you can see from the speed that the speed starts, going down very, very much before the plateau happens. So what I'm trying to say here with this very complex scientific metaphor is that we can anticipate that there is going to be plateau if the speed is going down. If you are not growing anymore, you're going to reach a plateau that's going to be inevitable. So to avoid that, you need to start working on getting back into the speed on a daily basis and actually doing what is necessary daily to keep moving forward. And that is not that complicated, but it requires some mindset shifts and really focusing your attentions and thinking a little bit differently. I've been using this mindset in my business as an entrepreneur, and I can tell you they are very critical for the future to make sure that you can keep yourself being a top contributor, being relevant in your field, differentiate yourself as well, so that you kind of like build your own personal brand and make yourself attractive and unique, and bringing what you are meant to bring as the best possible version of yourself as a human being. And that requires three different mindsets. The first one I want to talk about is investment mindset. Investment on yourself and on your skills and building yourself into that better version of you, that you could be. Sometimes we are not very intentional here. We just go through the day, we get stuck into activities. So for instance, you might say, okay, you know what, I just got this promotion at work, and you get so busy actually delivering the work for this new job that you actually forget to start doing some work to make sure you can get to the next promotion. Or we just we run, we don't necessarily pay attention on the long term of what we do on a daily basis, and that's when the plateau starts creating itself. So very important here is always thinking in terms of investment. So my question to you is, how have you been investing in yourself recently? When is the last time you've invested in yourself? How do you invest in yourself on a daily basis? This might seem really weird, but you really need to be the person creating your future proofness, I would say. And as any investments, there is a bit of time before you see a return, but you need to invest first if you want to see the return. And investment can be your time, can be your energy, can be your efforts, can be your money, depending on what you are doing, but you need to be very intentional here. The two areas I would say be very intentional is time particularly. So make sure that you are using parts of your time through the week to actually invest in yourself. Block time that is exclusively for you. to build some skills, to grow, to learn something new, to do some personal development, to get coached by someone, whatever it is for you that is going to help you grow, block the time so that it's actually happening, it's protected, and it's not moving around with the emergencies of the world coming. And make sure also in terms of energy that you are thinking longer term as well, so that you have enough energy to do this investment in yourself while obviously doing everything else as well, but that you can keep constantly being in a good place energetically, so that you are not getting into this loop of just day-to-day work. So become savvy here, become an investor in yourself, believe in yourself, take a chance on yourself, and do the work. The second mindset I want to talk about is it's thinking from a place of future needs. This is very important as well, because sometimes we use the classical approach, which is, you know what, I have this key strength, I know them, this is who I am, I'm going to work on them, making them even stronger, and focus mostly on them. And then we are like, okay, in my current situation, okay, I have clearly weaknesses here, okay, that's how maybe I can fix that, and I can patch it up. This is the typical approach. So we focus on our existing strength, and we are trying to patch the current weaknesses. But that is not necessarily what is going to help you be future-proof. You need to be coming from a place of future to actually make yourself future-proof. Seems logical, right? But that is something that most people don't do. Sometimes we are just like, okay, this is what I need right now, but we need to think a bit further. Okay, what is going to happen 5 years down the line? And 5 years down the line, what are the skills that actually would make me relevant, would make me already good at my job in 5 years? Because when you think from there, you can look backward and then say, okay, that's what I can start working on today. So if you say, for instance, I'm going to become a manager in a couple of years, say, okay, what are the skills for a good manager? Okay, these are the ones where I feel this is really critical for me to be a good manager. They are really the essential ones. I can level up here, or this one I absolutely need to build it from scratch because I don't have it at all. But it helps you see already, and it's much better if you connect already with this future, with this long-term vision. It's going to make it so easy for you to invest the right time, the right energy, and the right efforts to building skills that actually make you ready for the next time. So have a think about what is actually needed from you in the future to perform at your best, and how you can start building them today already, these skills, so that you don't get left over in a couple of years, sorry. And then the last one is change mindset. This, you can call it growth mindset, you can call it learning mindset. It's very important to be the person creating this movement. Sometimes we just wait for things to get back into motion, but we need to be the one creating it on a daily basis to still keep the speed. And that means constantly being the person looking for change, looking for growth, looking for learning. And that means, finding challenges, creating challenges for yourself, embracing them as a good thing, as a good step for your own growth, and basically asking yourself, has it been too easy for me so far? If you don't feel some kind of tension, some kind of uncomfort, some area, at least one area of your life where you're like, oh, okay, there is some work to be done, then you're not growing yet enough. You need to really go create these opportunities to be challenged. And obviously in the process, you also need to be a good learner. And a good learner means go full in, don't go halfway tiptoeing here and there, because that's not going to help you create the real change and movements. Go for it, focus, be consistent, be also open and curious, because you always, learning always comes from that. Being open, being curious, that's the best way you can learn. But if you combine this of, okay, I'm looking for the change, I'm looking for the challenges, and I'm making sure I can learn as much as possible from that, and constantly do that, you're going to feel a whole different lot of momentum in your life. And that is part of the daily investment you can do, actually. It's constantly looking, where am I uncomfortable today? What do I want to tackle that is actually aligned with the future skills I've said I was going to build, that I can also bring today, and do it in a way that is actually moving me. So this is what I wanted to share with you today. Plateau is not inevitable, but it requires that you embrace learning at a whole different level, that you start thinking from the future instead of just the present, and that you also really invest in yourself, because you are worth it, and that's the best way to make yourself future-proof.